Hello everybody and welcome to Our Life in the Philippines. I just decided to come in and do a short little video. I've had a lot of questions and I'm going to try to answer one of them here tonight. It's Saturday 18th. I think it should be about day 35 or so, 34, 35 of the quarantine, and a lot of questions are coming in regarding visas and other things. And from what I understand, and this is what I understand about the whole visa process here now for foreigners that are in here and don't have, you're here on a tourist visa. I did some research on it, and from what I understand, immigration authorities here will let the visas, obviously they're going to expire because they're not open, once they reopen again after this whole thing is over, from what I understand, you have 30 days to renew your visa, and if it did expire during this period of time, there should not, according to what I saw, should not be any penalties. However, you do have to, depending on how long this goes, you have to pay for the time. So if it goes 1 month and another month, you're going to end up paying for those 3 months, but there will be absolutely no penalties. So I hope that little explanation helps you. I had a situation where my passport is actually stuck in the immigration. We went to, on the 12th of March, I think it was, we went down to Morong. My visa expired on the 11th, so I was in on the 10th or 11th. And I meant to go back the next day, but we decided to go to Morong. And by the time I got back from Morong, they had already implemented the quarantine. The following day, immigration closed, and I haven't been able to pick up my passport since March 16, 17, something like that. So my passport is stuck in the immigration. But it's probably safe there anyway. Another thing I wanted to touch on is the quarantine here seems to be tightening up a little bit. People are I think what I say is they're getting a little antsy in their fancy, and I see a lot of more people out today than I did just a week ago, the authorities now started to tightening up the rules quite a bit here. So, for instance, here in our barangay, now they have limited access to grocery stores to 2 days a week, and we are only allowed to leave the barangay for the purpose of going to the grocery store or similar things, pharmacy, whatever, on a couple of days a week. In our case, it's Tuesday and Fridays. I think, in my opinion, forcing 2 days when you have way over 1,000 homes in here in this barangay, with literally thousands of people living in here, limiting it to 2 days, to me, that kind of forfeits a little bit of the social distancing when you force everybody to go out. So guess where they go? They go to Genera, they go to Pure Gold, and build up the lines there, and people are standing on top of each other. They have been trying to enforce, the rule of 2, 3, 4 feet or whatever, but it's hard, when you have this many people coming out in droves, and I would have liked to see the ability to have a little more flexibility when it comes to going to the stores. But that's life. And regarding tightening up the rules, I've seen also that they are tightening up the rules when it comes to traveling, and people started to having some strange signs in the windows where kind of official permit to drive out and be in the car, and I guess a lot of those things were not issued by the authorities, and they started clamping down on that as well. I also seen now, we went out the other day in our project here with the rice feeding. We went out and I took a couple of guys with me that were gonna pack up the rice and take it back home. I have a motorcycle. I can't, I can't load up 100, 200 kilo rice on my motorcycle. So I needed some help. So they came out and helped me, and they packed all the rice in the sidecar on the trike, and the guy was back riding, and they got pulled over when they're coming back home, and basically were told that they couldn't do that. They were kind of nice to them, but and let them go, but the rules are tightening up definitely. I even heard, but I don't know, I don't have it verified, that if people don't stay inside and stay home, we might see eventually here, we might see some martial law, and that would be something we would like not to see. And I think if everybody out there, if you're watching the video, please follow the rules, because it is a benefit to all of us if you do. And wear your masks. That's another issue I see here, especially inside the barangay. People are not wearing their masks. They're sitting outside their homes, and they're sitting together and talking, and there's no masks at all. A lot of people have forgot that. So that's another thing. I'll tell them, put your mask on. And try to be give them a little guidance, because I think that is a benefit. I've been looking at some statistics, and the interesting part for me, looking at all this, I looked at Japan, I looked at South Korea, Taiwan, and a lot of countries that has what I call the mask culture. Japanese people, they wear the mask whether there's a pandemic or not, and looking at their statistics, 129 million people live in Japan, and so far they only have, I think there are just about 200 people that has passed away, and their infectious rate is fairly low. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think around 6,000-7,000 or something like that. So that's something we all probably should look at, and our government should have looked at it back home in the United States as well. If the masks has anything to do with it, I don't know. I'm not a specialist, but if you look at statistics, it seems like that has had an effect. If you go back to Italy, Spain, France, where there's absolutely no culture of wearing masks and protection, and people are very sociable in that area. I've been to Italy many times, and they're very sociable, and it's the hugging and kissing on the cheeks and all that. So that might have something to do with it, where people don't distance themselves from each other. But anyway, we're doing fine here, and I'm just giving this little update. We're doing fine. We are hoping for now that this might be over on April 30. I have my doubts, but it would be nice to start going back to normal after, I think we're getting into like 47, 48, 49 days around April 30th, and it would be nice to go back to normal. I know there's a lot of people that want it. Businesses are closed. A lot of people are suffering from that, and I also see that now when we're out here feeding and doing rice feeding and stuff. I see a lot of people, you know, the lower income bracket are suffering pretty hard. On a normal good day, they make it, you know, $7, $8, $9 a day, and basically the truck drivers, the jeepney drivers, and everybody, they just basically had their income cut, and we live paycheck to paycheck, a lot of us, but they live day to day, and what they're making today, they can eat the same day, and that has obviously been taken away from them. So there's a lot of worries. People are worried and struggling at this point. So we have been trying to fill the gap on some of it. All right, what else? We have tomorrow, I have a live feed. Do not miss the live feed, and it's going to be Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for you in Europe, it's going to be around 2:30. And if you go to our channel, Our Life in the Philippines, basically it's youtube.com/Our Life in the Philippines. You can set a reminder on the schedule digest there. Click the reminder and come on and join us tomorrow on the live feed. It's fun. It's pretty cool how we can interact with each other, and we could, you know, talk about subjects, talk about things. So you have questions, we try to answer them. If I can't answer them, there's people on the live feed that can give advice, give little tips and tricks and what to do and what not to do. And I know a lot of you guys out there had plans to come here. I hear that every day. Plans to come here to the Philippines and spend a month or two, and that has been prevented, but hopefully you can come and see us here in the Philippines within a few months. So that said, I'll sign off for today, but I'll be on the live feed tomorrow, Sunday, and 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 8:30 p.m. Manila time for those of you who are in this part of the world, and around 2:30 p.m. in Europe. 14:30, as we say, military time in Europe. All right, guys, thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, don't click that button unless, of course, you hit the subscribe button, and then you can move on. And while you're down there, hit the notification button as well. And if you leave a like or a comment, we will personally respond to you on all or any request you might have. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at the next video.